All right, folks. Well, I think I will go ahead as people are getting online here. I'm just going to share my screen for a second um, and just go over kind of the way that we've been running these Zoom listening sessions and kind of our goals for this evening. And then we will jump right into the music because it's a beautiful afternoon and evening, and we don't want to be looking at our screens all night. I get that, so we'll jump right in. I'm going to share first our kind of guidelines. We ask that people are generally muted through most of the listening session so that people can really hear the music. And if you want to insert questions while the pieces are playing, just add that into the chat function in Zoom and let me know if you have any trouble finding that. We're going to listen to all the selections that we'll be singing, and then we're going to follow along with our music. This is primarily a way to ask the questions that we need answered from Melody so that everybody has an opportunity to just ask all the questions that they might have. You can ask in the chat. We'll take a brief second to pause after each selection. And then I'm also going to share a link in a second to a Q&A document that will be, that you can just add questions directly into that as well. Do know that we may not answer every question. If you have a question about, a dynamic at a certain place or something, we might not have all the answers, but Melody will address each one in rehearsals. And we want to just enjoy the music together as well. So, oops, sorry. So yes, I just mentioned this, but in addition to asking questions, we'll also be inviting you all to mark up your music with any areas that seem really tricky. If there's a part where you'd like parts played out on the piano or something like that, we'll note those as well so that we can ask Melody and Jeremy to play through those in greater detail in rehearsal as well. And then I have some announcements. I'll go through these at the end too, just so that everybody has a chance to hear them. So next week we're back to the JCC, and then, believe it or not, we're into concert week, which I kind of can't believe. We'll have Monday at the JCC, dress rehearsal on Thursday over at First Presbyterian, and then concerts on Friday evening and 4 p.m. on Saturday. You don't need to dress up for dress rehearsal. Leave extra time for parking. These are all things that we're pretty familiar with, but just want to flag for you guys. And then we were just talking about our annual meeting. Just want to make sure that I have that date right. Because wouldn't that be? Yeah, it's actually the 19th. Oops. So it's May 19th at 5 p.m. on Sunday. We're going to be voting on incoming board members and hosting a potluck dinner hosted by Donna Drake and Austin Brown. Thank you so much. But we really need for members to attend that. We need a quorum of members, a certain number of members to attend so that we can kind of legally vote in our new board members. So we really want you to be there. We'll be sharing updates about the season ahead and just celebrating our amazing 23-24 season. And then looking ahead to our Summer Choral Institute on June 7th and 8th, I just wanted to flag that. We have an incredible guest clinician coming in. We're going to have 3 really practical workshops and other fun stuff. And if you're interested in helping on site for free or discounted registration, you can let me know. So those are my kind of at a glance announcements. Any questions before we get started about how we are going to run this listening session? All right, let's get started. We're going to start tonight with the Come Away to the Skies, a high lonesome bluegrass mass, and we'll just proceed through all of the movements that we're going to be singing. I do have an update from Melody about the credo. Because this is asking singers to kind of profess in music their belief in a particular religious stance, Melody is opting to have the credo be played just by our bluegrass musicians. So that one, instead of being sung, is going to be an instrumental version. And I'm sure she'll talk more about that on Monday, but after having made that decision, she wanted to give you guys as much of a heads up as possible. So we'll listen to 5 of the 6 movements tonight. All right, so unless there are any other questions, oh wait, let me share this link first. This in our chat, so this will also flag the chat for you guys.
Laura, briefly, what's dress for the concert?
We'll be in concert black. No tuxedos needed, but full length sleeves, full length slacks or dress or skirt.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, no, good question. Thank you. So in this document, it's nothing too pretty, but we'll just be collecting fast and loose notes in this document. I'm just going to note which song we're listening to, and then if you have questions, just add those in there and we'll collect them and share them to Melody. So thank you, Anonymous Gopher. All right, so with that, I will go ahead and if folks don't mind muting themselves during the music, and then if you want to ask a question, just unmute yourself after the piece is done. Here we go.
Come, come away, come away, come away. Come away to the skies, my beloved, arise and rejoice in the day thou wast born. On this festival day, come exulting away, and be singing to Zion, return, return, and be singing to Zion, return, come away. Shall remember his word. Shall remember his word. His word. And we're singing to paradise. Come, come, come away. Come, come away. Come away. Come away.
Okay, folks, that was our first very short introduction. Any questions we want to share with the full group? Or shall we move on to our next movement? Okay, thumbs up. All right, away we go.
Do Lord, oh do remember me. Christe eleison. Do Lord, oh do remember me. Kyrie
All right, folks. Any measures or parts that we want to flag?
The basis had a glissando in the recording at measure 15, it looks like. If we can just ask Melody if she wants that.
Great. And no one be mad at me for how bad I am at spelling that. All right, great. Any other questions or tough spots that you want to haven't played through at all, or you can also add them to the document later or to the chat at will. In the meantime, we will move on to the Gloria.
There were a couple of things in chat, weren't there?
Oh, I might have put that away too quickly. Let me pull up the chat again. Where'd it go? I'll check the chat when we pull up the next song here, make sure they're reflected. Thank you, Austin. All right, here we go with the Gloria.
Excelsis Deo, and on earth peace, goodwill, et in terra pax hominibus bone voluntatis gloria. Onion in excelsis Deo, and on earth peace, goodwill, et in terra pax hominibus bone voluntatis gloria. Benedicimus te, adoramus te, glorificamus te, gratias facimus tibi, pro te magnam gloria.
All right. That is such a fun one. I'm watching the chat here for any additional questions about the Gloria here. Anyone want to just unmute and ask any questions? I will just mention that given the number of kind of stops and starts in that piece, I know that if she hasn't mentioned it already, just put a bunch of like, look up, watch here, notations in your music because, because the tempo fluctuates so much. So just a suggestion. Any other questions or tricky spots in the Gloria before we move on to the Sanctus? All right, hearing none. Away we go. Oh, wait, before we start, I just wanted to mention Melody worked with the bluegrass group that is going to be playing with us just today. And she said they're going to be so great. So I'm really excited, especially after listening to that last movement. So I hope you all are as excited as we are. All right, go team, on to the Sanctus.
Hail the blessed morn, see the great mediator, down from the regions of glory descend. Shepherds go worship the babe in the manger. Lo, for his God, the bright angels
Oh, so fun too. Any questions, tricky spots, parts requested, measures, anything like that? I don't see anything in the chat. But jump into the chat or just unmute yourself and jump in if you have a question. And for anybody who joined the Zoom a little bit late, I did mention at the start of the Come Away to the Skies that we are going to, that the credo is actually going to be an instrumental movement in this concert, mostly because in English, it does ask singers to kind of profess their belief in a certain belief system. So Melody felt like one way to kind of handle that was to make it an instrumental movement, which I thought was a cool idea. So just to let you know, that's why we just skipped it. And with that, I believe we are on to the Agnus Dei, unless there are any other questions. All right. Lovely. All right. So, any questions about that particular movement or any part of the Come Away to the Skies? Doing a quick scan of faces. This is all, I mean, I feel like we had some really complex music in March and everyone's feeling like super confident right now about the music in May, which is good. I hope that feels great. Before we jump into kind of the second half of content here, the additional pieces outside of that big work, I thought I'd just take a second to see if there are any questions about how the concert's going to work a little bit more broadly. We likely are going to have an intermission, for example, because we're going to ask the bluegrass players to step to, probably they won't be on stage for the rest of the concert. So regardless of the order, we probably will have a short intermission. We'll have space for lots of seated singers. So if this concert feels like one where you should be seated, we'll probably have, more than enough space. So don't punish yourself. Most singers will be standing throughout. And we are going to be at First Presbyterian Church downtown, which is a pretty tight space for us, especially for our audience, believe it or not. So just to let you know that that's part of the thinking behind doing two shows, in addition to just how much fun we're going to have. So of course we want to do it twice, but just wanted to let you know that the arrangements will be probably pretty tight for this concert, but probably even tighter for our audience. Any questions come up? Does that raise anything for anybody before we move on? All right, onwards and upwards. And yes, you don't have to adjust your sets. I am this pink. I got sunburned this weekend watching my son's Little League game, and it's only April, so that's kind of wild. Anyway, lesson learned. Just kidding, not learned at all. I'll do it again next weekend. Okay, here we are. To sit and dream.
To sit and dream, to sit and read, to sit and learn about the world. To sit and dream, to sit and read, to sit and learn about the world. sit and read.
Questions?
Can you play the measure 18 again, please, the entrance?
Yeah, maybe, let's see. Let's put it right around here. You mean where the basses and tenors come in? Here, let's move it forward a little bit.
To sit and dream, to sit and read, to sit and learn about the world. To sit and dream, to sit and read, to sit and learn about the
All right. Did that clarify some things for?
Yes, thank you.
Okay, absolutely. Sorry, I came in a little early on that one. Okay, excellent. Yeah, that one's tricky. If we get kind of a critical mass here, we can lobby for parts if people are at all concerned. It's a little tricky, but I feel like once you kind of figure out where you sit in the chord, then you've got it. All right, next up, we're gonna do the Idumea. All right. And again, you can keep adding questions to the document or to the chat if you have them, but mostly just be, paying attention to where you might need to put in some additional work. Here we go with Idumea.
And am I born to die, to lay this body down, and must my trembling spirit fly into a world unknown, and must my trembling spirit
Very cool. Any questions on that one before we move into unclouded day? All right, well, again, oh, yep. Excellent. Thank you, Carrie. I will add that to the list to make sure that she addresses that next Monday. Thank you so much. All right, moving on to unclouded day.
Oh, they tell me of a home far beyond the skies. They tell me of a home far away. And they tell me of a home. They tell me of an unclouded day. Oh, the land of cloudless skies. Oh, the land of an unclouded sky. Oh, they tell me of a home where no storm clouds rise. Oh, they tell me of an unclouded day. They tell me of a home. They tell me of a home where my friends lie. They tell me of a land far away, where the tree of life in eternal blue sheds its through the unclouded day. Oh, the land of cloudless skies. Oh, the land of an unclouded sky. Oh, they tell me of a home where no storm clouds rise. Oh, they tell me of an unclouded day. They tell me of a king. They tell me of a king. They tell me of a king. They tell me of the sea besides it is made of blood. Unclouded sky. Oh, they tell me of a home where no storm clouds rise. Oh, they tell me of an unclouded day. Oh, the land of cloudless skies. Unclouded sky. Oh, they tell me of a home where no storm clouds rise. Oh, they tell me of an unclouded day.
Cool. No big questions on that one, right?
No questions,
Okay.
but the
Oh,
basis.
yes, there is the repeat at the end. We're running through the repeat. Is that right? She added that in rehearsal, is that right?
That's my understanding from
Cool.
this
All right.
one to the end.
Great. I'm just gonna note that. Cool. And I'm sure you're all totally right. And Austin's flagging bottom of page 6 for folks. Maybe I'll see if I can find it and we'll just like play that part so you'll know. Oh, just a little bit lead into 6 because these pages fly by, as I'm sure you've noticed. Okay. I'm just going to play the bottom of 5, hopefully, into page 6. Thanks for flagging, Austin. Okay, I could just go on and on. Excellent. Okay, so everybody's kind of flagged that who needs to. And we will move on to Wade in the Water. This might be my favorite of this set. but who's counting? All right. Any other questions? Okay. Wade in the water.
You know, my notes and papers used to be all.
Sorry about that. One tries so hard to avoid ads, and yet one does not succeed. Any questions about Wade in the Water there?
I just wanted to make a call out that I thought me and some of the other soprano twos noticed the other day, because we were looking at the second note in measure 80.
Right.
We thought that we were going up to the high note, but we realized that the altos are on have a whole note that they're in, so the soprano twos need to be in that second bottom. I don't know if I'm describing this right, but
Okay. Okay. So it looks like it should be an alto.
yeah,
note,
but it's actually the soprano two is the lower note there.
Excellent. Excellent flag. Cool. Any other questions or excellent observations? And is this one one that people would prefer or appreciate parts played out on? Or like a little show of hands or anything? Okay, cool. Maybe just like if there are any particularly tricky parts, we can note those measures and maybe Jeremy can play those out during rehearsal. So the last little subset of this listening session is the 4 songs from the 5 American songs set from John Wyckoff. And I think they're generally pretty straightforward, but definitely flag any that that you might have questions on in the chat or in the document. With that, I'm going to start with Who Killed Poor Robin? And if anybody doesn't have anything, I did share a little further up the Google Drive folder that has links to all the PDFs. So if anybody needs any pieces, I see Ginger there. Yes, sorry I haven't responded to your text. But the that PDF, all the PDFs for this concert cycle are in that folder. All right, and with that, we'll go on to Who Killed Poor Robin? Do we get to the bottom of it? All right. Oh, they're so little.
Who killed poor Robin? I said the sparrow with my little bow and arrow, and I killed poor Robin. Who saw poor Robin die? Who saw poor Robin die? I said the fire. I said the fire. I saw poor Robin die. And I saw poor Robin who died. Who dug poor Robin's grave? Who dug poor Robin's grave? I said the crow with my grubby little hoe. I said the crow with my grubby little hoe, and I dug poor Robin's grave. And I dug poor Robin's grave. And I dug poor Robin's grave. Poor Robin's grave. Poor Robin's funeral. I talked and 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 I preached for Robin's funeral. I said the owl and I screamed and I howled and I prayed poor Robin's prayer. I prayed poor Robin's prayer. Poor Robin's prayer. I prayed poor Robin's prayer. Poor Robin's prayer. Who covered poor Robin over? Poor Robin over. I said the rabbit just as fast as I could grab it, and I covered poor Robin over. I said the owl. I said the hawk. I said the crow. I said the sparrow. I said the sparrow. I said the sparrow. I said the crow. I said the owl. I said the hawk. And I said the I said the sparrow. I said the I killed poor Robin.
And the crowd goes wild. Any questions on this one? All right, I'm gonna move on to Pretty Sarrow. Do we feel adequately coached on the pronunciation of Sarrow? Am I doing that right? I'm gonna stop share so I can look at Jeff. Sarrow, we like Sarrow? Okay, great. Cool. We're going to listen to this on the GIA Music site because they have a great recording that Jeff found, and you can listen to it on this page. I accept the cookies. It's a little quieter. You might need to turn up your volume on your end for this one.
With tears on my face, for my love will not love me, or give me her hand. She wants some free water, but I have
Wow, that one is so lovely. Any questions on that piece? Before we move on to look up, look down. And I think this is one, and somebody can correct me, but I think Tempest did this maybe last season. Am I right on that? Anyway, it's a really invigorating piece. Any questions before we get started with look up, look down? All right, here we go. This is another kind of quiet one. Huh. Does the audio usually do that on this recording, or is that a bandwidth issue? Is it usually cut out like that, or is it a internet issue?
It looks like it's pausing.
Yeah, I paused it because it was like cutting out entirely down to 0%. I'm gonna try it again from maybe.
It usually plays through.
Okay, great. Thank you, Carrie. All right, great. I'm gonna restart it over here. And here's hoping. Sorry for the trouble. So strange. I'm gonna move on to the next piece and see if I can find a different recording of that. Although I don't think it's the YouTube's recording's fault, but for some reason it cut out at the exact same place. So I'm gonna try I Got a Hog and a Pig. And then if we find something else that might work, we'll return to Look Up, Look Down. Okay, so maybe that we are at somewhat of an end game of the internet at my house. So sorry, I think we might just say the universe is speaking to us and accept that. Sorry for that. Are there any questions that people have noted on either I Got a Hog and a Pig or Look Up, Look Down that we can add to our list before we say goodnight? All right. Any other questions broadly about this concert or anything else that I can hopefully answer or at least collect questions about? All right, folks. Well, gosh, record time. That's what happens when the internet stops working, apparently. But thank you so much for joining and for, oh yes, there is a question. Oh, okay, never mind. Well, I'll catch somebody on the way out. But yes, if there are any other questions, you still have access to that document. Feel free to add anything that you'd like to have resolved in rehearsal. And I see Ginger might have a question.
Where do I find that document?
Oh, yes, let me share that in here.
I was late to joining, so.
Oh, well then, yes, the punishment is that you don't, I'm just kidding. All
The
right,
reward was, it was a fabulous student recital at the College of Charleston.
Wow. Exciting.
Incredible young
Really?
woman. So that was my reward.
So cool. So, oh, I'm so glad that you did that. That's awesome. Just make sure this is to everybody. Okay, great. So yes, so you can keep that document open, add any questions that you like, and then Melody will be answering those in rehearsal and in singer's notes if it's something that she can kind of answer in that way. Any other questions, or shall we say goodnight? You are so welcome. Thank you so much for being here. And if there's anything else that we can do for you to make this more enjoyable in rehearsal, just please let me know.
Thank you, Laurel.
Absolument. And we will see you next week on Monday. Good night, folks. Have a good rest of your week. Heart indeed.